Boulder feels like a bubble, and the bubble bursts, and that's heartbreaking to think that people died in this today. And you know, it doesn't feel like there's anywhere safe anymore sometimes. So, and this feels like the safest spot in America. And I just nearly got killed for getting a soda, you know, and a bag of chips.
Boulder police responded Monday to a shooting at the King Soopers at Broadway and Table Mesa. The gunman killed 10 people, including a Boulder police officer. Police arrested a suspect, but no motive has been determined yet. Footage from yesterday shows police removing a shirtless man in handcuffs from the store. The suspect is identified as 21-year-old Ahmad Al-Aliwi Alyssa from Arvada, and he faces 10 counts of murder in the first degree. Alyssa is in stable condition after getting shot in the leg. He's expected to be released from an area hospital later today and then will be transferred to Boulder County Jail. An arrest affidavit and warrant will be made public later today. A top prosecutor says Alyssa appears to be the only suspect. Police also released the names of the 10 victims. They range in age from 20 to 65. At a news conference this morning, Chief Harold read the list of names.
Denny Strong, 20 years old. Nevin Studinsky, 23. Ricky Odds, 25. Trelona Barkanoviak, 49. Suzanne Fountain, 59. Terry Leiker, 51. Officer Eric Talley, 51. Kevin Mahoney, 61. Lynn Murray, 62. Jody Waters, 65. Our hearts go out to all the victims killed during this senseless act of violence.
Shortly after 2:30 in the afternoon, the Boulder Police Department began receiving phone calls of shots fired at the King Soopers. Officer Eric Talley was among the first to arrive on scene where he was fatally shot. Last night, multiple law enforcement agencies participated in a rolling vigil for Talley. Talley served in the Boulder Police Department since 2010. The attack is the 7th mass shooting in the U.S. this year. It took place less than a week after 8 people were killed in a series of attacks on spas in Atlanta. Governor Jared Polis said in a news conference this morning that the unfairness of it all will be difficult to process.
Flags had barely been raised back to full mast after the tragic shooting in Atlanta that claimed 8 lives, and now a tragedy here, close to home, at a grocery store that could be any of our neighborhood grocery stores.
The calls started coming in about 2:30 in the afternoon. Reports of a man with a rifle who entered the King Soopers at Table Mesa and Broadway. Officers responded to the scene, including Officer Talley.
136, we're in gunfight, hold the radio. 136, still multiple shots being fired at us. I copy, we're taking multiple rounds.
By 2:49, Boulder police alerted the public to an active shooter situation, warning people to stay away from the area. One witness describes what happened when gunshots rang out in the store.
What I saw was a terrified face running towards me. She was a woman, you know, shorter than myself. And the first 2 shots that happened, I saw her face and her running down the aisle towards me. I turned and kept up with her, and we all ran down the aisle towards the back of the store together. So I saw just a lot of very wide eyes. I'm sure my eyes were just as terrified as everybody else's. The employees in the back of the house didn't know what was going on, so we told them that there was a shooter, and they told us where the exit was. As I was running that way, there must have been something in me that knew that I wasn't running into a corner.
Aerial video shows a massive police presence and multiple ambulances. At one point, eyewitness video recorded police on speaker sending a message to the shooter.
Suspect in the building. This is the Boulder Police Department. The entire building is surrounded. I need you to surrender now.
Fellow law enforcement agencies from Denver and Jefferson County responded. Dozens of people were led out of the supermarket. By 3:21, police began moving in.
Start pushing slow, but be advised, we do not know where he is. He is armed with a rifle. Our officers shot back and returned fire. We do not know where he is in the store.
About an hour into the attack, footage showed police removing the alleged gunman. His leg bloodied. In a news conference, Boulder Police Commander Kerry Yamaguchi thanked the support of fellow law enforcement agencies.
Both in Boulder County, which some of them you see behind me, the FBI, ATF, and other Denver metro agencies. Without that quick response, we don't know if there would have been more loss of life.
Shortly after 5 p.m., Boulder police received a call about a man who barricaded himself in an apartment at Goss Grove and 17th. There was suspicion that the man was armed and dangerous. Initially, police thought there was a connection to the King Soopers shooting. Police sent out an alert telling residents in the area to shelter in place. CU Boulder responded by canceling all remaining classes for the day. According to Commander Yamaguchi, the incident wasn't connected to the shooting at King Soopers, but didn't give any further information. Coming up, more information on the Boulder shooting and the topic of gun control.
Thoughts and prayers is all we have heard from my colleagues on the other side.
When you disarm law-abiding citizens, you make them more likely to be victims.
The shooting yesterday continues further discussion of gun control. In 2018, the city of Boulder passed 2 laws that banned possession of assault weapons and large-capacity magazines. But a district judge in Boulder ruled that these laws can't be enforced. The Giffords Law Center, named in honor of Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who was shot in front of a supermarket, gives Colorado a C+ when it comes to strict gun control measures. For example, Colorado doesn't have waiting periods for all gun sales, and the state doesn't require lost or stolen guns to be reported. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser said in an interview that common sense measures for gun control need to be supported by overwhelming majorities.
The fact that we didn't get such a law after prior mass shootings is hard to understand. We need a federal law. I know that our members of Congress from Colorado have run on this issue, are committed to this issue. We need a national background check law because otherwise people can go to surrounding states and get a weapon without having to go through a background check, which makes sense.
Campus operations are business as usual for the most part, but in times like these, many of us want to find ways to help. It's important for us to pull together as a community and take care of one another as we await more information from the local authorities. In the meantime, check in with your colleagues and classmates. Campus resources include the Office of Victim Assistance, which offers 24/7 phone support for students, faculty, and staff. The Counseling and Psychiatric Services, which also offers 24/7 phone support for students, is available, as well as the Faculty and Staff Assistance Program. CU's Office of Victim Assistance also has some tips on how to help survivors of trauma, but it's important to remember that there is no right way for a survivor to respond after a traumatic event. First, it's important to listen to what they need. Let them make their own choices and try not to pressure them. Listening without judgment will provide a safe space for the person to open up. Next, take care of their physical needs. Send a care package, make them food, or give them a ride if needed. Check on their safety and look after them. And finally, just be there. Don't expect them to be happy or sad all the time, and maybe try to go outside and go for a walk together if you can. Make sure they know they aren't alone and they don't have to go through this by themselves. If you or a friend needs support, contact the Office of Victim Assistance at 303-492-8855. Coming up after the break, what changes are in store for the weather? We'll tell you coming up. NewsTeam's weather outlook shows that the next few days will be mostly cloudy with temps between the 30s and 40s. Wednesday will be a high of 40 with possible snow showers in the morning, but it looks like it could clear up by the nighttime. On Thursday, temperatures will rise again about 10 degrees and it will be mostly sunny with a slight chance of snow. Then on to Friday and Saturday, we will see temperatures in the mid-40s. Friday is cloudy again with a chance of snow, but snow accumulations will likely be an inch or less, which should melt quickly. By Saturday, it should be mostly sunny, and that sunshine will continue into the next week. Next week, we will see a warming trend that will keep temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Coming up after the break, travel delays are expected due to ongoing construction, and it's National Puppy Day. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Ongoing construction at a busy intersection in Boulder will lead to safer pedestrian and bike crossings. I took a closer look. The 30th in Colorado Bicycle and Pedestrian Underpass project began March 1st and will last for approximately 18 months. The City of Boulder has partnered with CU Boulder in order to eliminate a barrier for university and community travel needs. 30th Street is one of the busier roads in Boulder, and as you can see behind me, this is where all of the construction will be happening. The project will improve existing sidewalks and bike lanes, as well as add in 2 new bike and pedestrian underpasses for safety. The 2016 Vision Zero Boulder Safe Streets report identified the intersection as one of the top collision locations within the city's street network. There was a total of 86 collisions occurring between 2012 to 2016, so new features like corner refuge islands will slow turning vehicles and improve safety for the entire community. The total project cost is estimated at $15.9 million, and construction is anticipated to be completed in the fall of 2022. Today is National Puppy Day, so grab your furry friends and celebrate. The national holiday not only celebrates puppies, but also supports adoption efforts as well. According to CNN, it was founded in 2006 as a way to increase awareness about puppy mills and orphaned pups. So, if you've been thinking about adding a new member to your family, today might just be the perfect day. Animal rescues across the country will be holding special adoption events to help furry friends find their forever home. Shelters typically have the highest intake of dogs around the summertime, and public support is needed to save lives. National Puppy Day encourages and reminds people to adopt, donate, and love their animals. That's it for NewsTeam Boulder. Follow us on Twitter at NewsTeam Boulder and on YouTube. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you again next week.